Before editing this comparison against the iPhone 14 Pro, I thought the Sony Xperia 1 Mark V maybe is the greatest phone camera that you can get at this moment. Until after using it for weeks, I found one major problem. So first I started double checking everything, if I see the same results again over and over, and even checking it with other reviewers if I could see the same problem. The Xperia has actually two major problems. I already praised the natural colors, the slow motion, the rolling shutter. You have so much control on the Sony Xperia compared to the iPhone, which doesn't have any control. But I was wrong. Putting the images side by side to the FX30 and FX3, I found things that I really don't like. On the Dutch website of Sony it says, and I quote, "The Xperia 1 Mark V has the image quality of a full frame camera." Wow, now that's a big statement, right? Now let's see what the reality is. So let's dive right in. First we're going to take a look at the photography side, and later we go to the video side and the low light stuff we love to see. I'm standing here in front of the John Frost Bridge in Arnhem, famous from the Second World War and the movie A Bridge Too Far, where I did some of the comparing. When shooting in manual mode on the Xperia 1 Mark V, the pictures can turn out great and look very similar to the Sony FX30, only a little bit softer than the iPhone and the FX30. But switching to automatic, it tends to overexpose heavily and the colors go more to the green side of things. Now let's quickly go to the video side. By the way, everything is not color graded to make it look better or worse. It's all raw images. Here with the color checker in daylight, it looks good and normal. In more challenging conditions like golden hour, the phones show what they're made of. Just look and see. Everything on the Xperia goes to magenta colors. Look at my red face, like I did a 10-mile run or something. And that is what the major problem is of the Sony Xperia. You know, the iPhone is not perfect, but the Xperia just points towards magenta instead of the skin tone line, and is completely clipping in the highlights. And that it does this in every color profile. The sky itself looks fantastic. What the Xperia shows is what we saw with our own eyes. That's even better than with the iPhone. Now take a quick look at the exposure adjusting. From bright to dark, it reacts so slowly. Again in HLG mode. Look at my face. What do you think? Is this okay? I cannot imagine. And you see it in the sky, it's not blue anymore. I haven't seen this in any other review yet. And in the beautiful sky, it looks fantastic. But it's all far too red. Look at the houses and the color of the brick. The iPhone is simply better here. In the zoom lens department, the iPhone is a lot sharper, maybe a bit too sharp, but again more natural colored. When there are no people in the image, I can understand that some of you will like this really warm look. Here's another quick reminder of the looks in daylight with just the iPhone and the Xperia and S Cinetone and HLG next to it. So I don't understand why it changes so much in different lighting conditions. Do you? Now let's go on to a little vlog and see how they perform in a real life setting, walking and running around and sound testing the microphones. You're also going to see how it does in backlight and how the flares look like.
You and I, we were meant to be. I feel it in my soul.
Okay, so we're here on Schiphol. It's a little vlog because my mother-in-law is coming from Venezuela. She's coming here for the first time since 6 years. The plan was that she would come here in 2020. Okay, and what about in the sun? What about flares? The Xperia gives you so many options to play around with. All those color profiles. But man, that red look, this is just a big no-no for me. And we didn't even get to major flaw 2, low light. You will see all lenses compared. I set the FX3 to 12,800 ISO. The main lens. Here you can see the 16mm lens and the zoom lenses. The first time I saw this low light result, I thought I made a mistake, so I double checked it. I did it again. I don't know what to say. I'm really surprised. I mean, Sony's supposed to be the low light kings. It's blue, it's noisy. Am I wrong to say not to buy the Sony Xperia 1 Mark V? Let me know in the comments below. Bye guys, thanks for watching.